What if we're not alone, and the universe just sent us a message? Did you know that the odds of a random cosmic event perfectly aligning with a universal mathematical constant are almost zero? Well, something remarkable has just happened. An interstellar object, 3I Atlas, has sent what looks like a deliberate light signal across the darkness of space. NASA's deep space sensors just decoded it in real time. And what that signal revealed, it might just change everything we thought we knew about communication between the stars. Before we dive deeper into this incredible mystery, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and tell me your country in the comments below. I'd love to know where in the world you're watching from as we explore one of the most astonishing events ever captured in human history. So, it all began with what seemed like just an ordinary observation. Another day, another interstellar object passing through our solar system. 3 Atlas, as NASA named it, had already gotten some attention because of its strange pulsating glow and its really unpredictable motion. But then, on a quiet morning at the Deep Space Network facility in Goldstone, California, something completely unexpected happened. A sudden sharp burst of light, a flash so precise, so mathematically timed, it just appeared in the data feed. Now, this wasn't random noise. It wasn't some natural solar flare. It was structured. It was rhythmic. It was deliberate. For a moment, the scientists there thought it was a malfunction, maybe some interference, or just reflected sunlight bouncing off a satellite. But then the second pulse came, and then a third. Each one identical to the last, each one perfectly spaced in time. That is when NASA's optical radar array locked onto the source. The pulses were coming directly from 3 Atlas. Can you just imagine the feeling in that control room? The tension, the silence, the sheer disbelief. This wasn't just a flash of light, it was a message, a sequence, a pattern. Now, here's the most chilling part. When the light was decoded, the timing intervals formed a repeating mathematical ratio. Not random, not chaotic. A ratio that matches a universal constant. The golden ratio, 1.6118. That's a number that appears everywhere in galaxies, in DNA, in seashells, in the very structure of our own spiral Milky Way. Let's pause and really think about that. Why this number? This isn't just a coincidence. Using a fundamental constant like the golden ratio is like using a universal key. It's a way of signaling intelligence that completely bypasses language. It's as if the sender knew that any civilization advanced enough to build a telescope would also understand the fundamental math of the universe. This choice of signal is, in itself, the first part of the message. We understand the code of reality. Do you? The odds of that happening by chance are nearly impossible. So NASA did what NASA does best. It verified, it rechecked, and it rechecked again. They compared data from telescopes in Hawaii, in Chile, and from the James Webb Space Telescope. All of them reported the same thing, a repeating pattern of light emission precise to the millisecond, coming from the direction of 3 Atlas. But that is just the beginning. The sequence began to evolve. The pulses started shifting frequency, almost as if it was responding to being observed. What began as a simple, repeating signal suddenly changed in tone, modulating between wavelengths in near-infrared and visible light. That was when NASA's spectroscopy team noticed something truly extraordinary. Within the light itself, the emission lines carried encoded data. Not sound, not radio, but light patterns representing molecular arrangements, as if the message wasn't words, but chemistry. In simpler terms, 3 Atlas wasn't sending us a spoken language. It was showing us the light pulses corresponded to known atomic fingerprints. Hydrogen, oxygen, and carbon, the building blocks of life. But one pattern didn't match anything natural. It was something synthetic, something arranged. Now, if this sounds unbelievable, you are not alone. The data was cross-examined by Harvard's astronomy department and the European Space Agency. Their analysis confirmed what NASA suspected. This wasn't a natural reflection or some random burst, this was an intelligent sequence. But here's where things get even stranger. When the pulse intervals were converted into binary ones and zeros, a repeating pattern emerged that, when plotted graphically, revealed a shape, a spiral. The very same spiral found in galaxies, in hurricanes, and even in the human cochlea, the part of our ear that translates sound. So, was it a coincidence, or was it a deliberate choice? Think about this. This is the second layer of the message. First, the math of the golden ratio, and now a visual symbol. A spiral represents cycles, growth, and the structure of the cosmos itself. By encoding a spiral, the sender could be pointing to a shared architecture of life, from the grandest scale of a galaxy to the tiny biological mechanism we use to hear. It's a symbol of connection across all scales of the universe, from the cosmic to the biological. The question has stunned the scientific community. What if this was a way of saying, we understand the same math, we see the same patterns, we are part of the same universe? As the story broke internally within NASA, the agency scrambled to gather every available instrument to study 3E Atlas. The James Webb Telescope focused its gaze again, and this time it detected a faint glow emanating from beneath the comet's surface. It wasn't heat, it was electromagnetic resonance, and it was fluctuating in sync with the light pulses. In essence, 3E Atlas seemed to be communicating using both light and frequency. A dual system, almost like an optical Morse code. And here's the part that sent chills down the spines of scientists worldwide. The pulse intervals weren't just mathematical, they were accelerating. Every 72 hours, the rhythm increased, just ever so slightly. What could this acceleration mean? This is perhaps the most profound mystery of all. Is it a countdown? Is it an automated response triggered by the radiation from our sun as it gets closer? Or, and this is the most spine-tingling possibility, is 3E Atlas responding to us? Is it acknowledging that we are listening? Is it responding to something or someone? And this is where philosophy meets science. For generations, we've sent our own signals into the cosmos. From the Arecibo message back in 1974 to the Voyager Golden Records, we've beamed our knowledge, our hopes, and our location to the stars, not knowing if anyone would ever answer. Now, imagine, what if 3E Atlas is the answer? What if it's not a comet at all, but a vessel of information, a messenger launched from another civilization eons ago? This theory makes a lot of sense. Its slow rotation, its irregular bursts of energy, its mysterious green glow, all of these things could be part of a mechanism designed to activate only under specific conditions. Perhaps it was designed to be triggered by proximity to a star's light, or, even more incredibly, triggered by the detection of another intelligent observer. It could be a cosmic message in a bottle, just waiting for someone to find it. The implications are just staggering. If the light pattern was designed to be decoded by mathematical logic, then it's universal. Any civilization advanced enough to measure light can read it, which means, in a very real sense, this could be the first time two forms of intelligence have spoken across interstellar space, not through words, but through the universal language of physics. Now, NASA scientists have been cautious in their statements. No one is calling it alien, not yet, but behind the scenes, a quiet excitement is humming through every observatory. Harvard astrophysicist Dr. Avi Loeb, known for his bold theories about interstellar objects, stated in a recent interview, "If this pattern holds, we may be witnessing an ancient artifact of communication, not from our time, not even from our galaxy." For many of us, this moment feels strangely familiar. We've seen it in our history. Those first radio transmissions across oceans, the faint whispers from space picked up by early satellites. Humanity has always listened into the void, hoping to hear something call back. Now, perhaps, something finally has. And it's poetic that it comes not as a sound, but as light, the same medium that connects every corner of the universe. Light that's travelled for millions of years, carrying messages we're only now learning how to read. So what happens next? NASA's team has begun to recreate the pattern, sending test signals back toward 3i Atlas using narrowband lasers. The goal isn't to talk, but to see if the object reacts, to measure any response, any change in its rhythm. If it does, it could be the first confirmed two-way contact with something beyond Earth. But that experiment carries a heavy philosophical weight. If 3i Atlas does respond, what does that mean? Are we unlocking a dormant mechanism? Or are we awakening something that's been waiting, drifting in silence for eons? It's moments like this that remind us of our place in the cosmos. Small, curious beings, daring to ask questions that are older than humanity itself. For the generation that watched the Apollo missions, this moment echoes that same sense of wonder. Back then, we looked at the moon and saw possibility. Now, we look beyond the stars and see mystery and perhaps connection. As the analysis continues, one eerie fact remains. The light signal from 3i Atlas continues undisturbed, steady, elegant, a silent beacon cutting through the dark. Every pulse, a whisper from the unknown. Every glow, a reminder that we are not alone in our search for meaning. Could this be the universe's way of saying, "We see you"? Could light, the oldest traveler of all, be the bridge between civilizations? If this signal truly holds intelligence, it means communication in the cosmos doesn't require language or sound, just the shared laws of nature. It means the universe itself may be alive with awareness, just waiting for us to tune in. And that brings us to a profound thought. Maybe, just maybe, intelligence isn't rare. Maybe it's woven into the very structure of space and time, appearing wherever conditions allow it to awaken. 3i Atlas might not just be a messenger. It could be proof that consciousness, in some form, is as fundamental as gravity. As NASA prepares to release its next set of data, the world holds its breath. Every scientist, every astronomer, every dreamer who's ever looked up at the night sky feels that same ancient question stirring once again. Are we alone? Or have we just heard the first whisper of something far, far greater? So now I'll ask you, what do you believe? Was the signal from 3i Atlas a coincidence of physics? Or was it a deliberate message left by minds that once looked at their own sky and wondered if anyone was listening? Here's the valuable lesson for all of us. This is a profound reminder to always stay curious. It teaches us that the universe is infinitely more complex and mysterious than we've ever imagined. We have to keep listening, keep searching, and be open to the idea that the answers to our biggest questions might come from the darkest, most unexpected corners of the cosmos. What do you believe this signal really is? Let me know your theory down in the comments. And if you feel, as I do, that we are standing on the edge of one of the greatest discoveries in all of human history, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you won't miss a single update.